Finally, after searching everywhere, I've gone across different universes looking for this. Inside this chest must be it. The Dark Souls 2 chest item only challenge run. I'm certain. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pick a name for our Soul Arrow only run.
What is this?
I'm not very
This is the one I was
creative
looking
all
for.
the time. Last
Right?
one was Banger. This one, just Soul Archer. The rest doesn't really matter, so things like Male, whatever. What I do need to pick is Sorcerer, because that starts me with one of my Soul Arrows. Master Key so I can get around, the rest, whatever. Let's get into it. The only rule is I must do all of my damage with just Soul Arrow. The run starts as they all usually do. I take inventory. I do have my first quiver level for how many Soul Arrows I can use. Leaving, I quickly just kind of jump through everything. I don't need too much from the Undead Asylum, but it is nice that I can grab armors, rings, and anything else that can help me do more damage with Soul Arrow. That'll be an integral part of this run. I'm going to pick up a lot of items I can't use in this run, just because I can pick up items, I'm happy about it. Talking to Oscar, I go ahead and get, oh my god, I can heal in this run. Anyways, after that I go down here and I get what's going to be our way to actually use our Soul Arrows, our bow. The Sorcerer's Catalyst. Now, I didn't quite think about it at the time, but I was wondering what looked so different about this game until I got to here and I realized I don't have my HUD on. I have no clue how much damage I'm doing or how much HP I have in this fight, but it's a Silent Demon. If I really needed to know, I wouldn't be able to complete this run. It's simple enough. It's going to be one of the easiest fights of the entire run. Going forward, most of the fights will be edited so that they're not as long, but this one, since it was very short and kind of will showcase how this is going to mostly go, I'm not great at doing no-hit, and I'm not great at not being greedy. So, as you can see. Anyways, a Silent Demon goes down after 10 Soul Arrows right here. Just go and fix my HUD here. Alright, we can begin the run. Firelink Shrine, and this time we could actually go and kill the Silent Demon. So, we do get a level. I contemplate intelligence, but decide I'm going to need 4 attunement slots for this run. And something that'll make this run a lot easier is I can pick up things like humanity and soul items. Heading down to New Londo, we're going to go ahead and look at our catalyst real quick, and we're going to see we got 114 magic adjust, which is not too bad. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go down and we're going to go visit the magic blacksmith that most people don't. In his inventory, he'll have another quiver upgrade for us. I leveled instead of buying it. Hold on. Okay, now we have the souls for it, and we get now twice the number of soul arrow cast. Back up at Firelink now, we're going to go ahead and put on our soul arrow and have up to 60 cast, which is going to carry us pretty far. Going to check out our chest that we got last run, the only one matters. And while picking up some souls from the graveyard, I prove once again that I'm pro at this game. Yeah, this is the first step of the run already. Will not be the last. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and head back down instead. And instead of going to the blacksmith, we're going to go to the Valley of Drake's entrance with our master key. 3 souls. I couldn't remember which one of these were souls, so I gambled. And this is why I don't gamble. But this did give us a good time to check our damage. 41. Thought magic was OP. Yeah, I quickly decided this wasn't worth it. I can check another one though. Let's go! Ow. Goodbye, dragon. And on to some more damage checks. That is bad. And missing is worse. Great. This will be the run. Into everyone's favorite area. Be quiet back there, I'm trying to narrate. This took 6 casts to kill that bug. Anyways, we get an upgraded armor set and a new catalyst for us to mess around with. At least until I looked at the magic adjust values on it. Yeah, it's already worse. Turns out the standard one's actually pretty decent. Said I'd grab this bonfire but not sit at it because I'd like to be able to leave quickly. Souls. Now at this point you're probably thinking, why is he going to the Great Hollow? Well, very simple reason. I like having stamina. I like more when stamina comes back fast. So, what better ring to get than the Chloranther ring? But just so happens to be easily accessible right here. Oh yeah, I love having rings. Souls. Anyways, back to Firelink to see what we can do to make this run easier. And that's going to be to use some soul items and get us some quick levels. Now, I didn't quite expect that to be 10 whole levels for us, but I'll take it, and they're all going into intelligence. Because in this case, that's going to increase our damage. And if I can do more damage, I'm happier. From 112 to 170 magic adjust. Going back down into the Valley of Drakes again, and this time completely skipping past the undead dragon with an attitude. We're just going to run through this entire valley. Next up, to run past all the blue drakes that shoot lightning, or don't. Anyways, next up, to fix our armor, since we forgot to actually put it on once we grabbed it. And with that huge upgrade, we can still light roll. So now, once again, checking our damage. That's much better than last time. That's much better. Gonna slip right past him here. Light him. This was a bad circle. Yeah. Anyway, so going past all the drakes, we once again come up to our favorite first Black Knight of the run. Yeah, that's right. No stab me in the face this time. Or yeah, you can too. That's fine too, I guess. Range. This item here is the reason we came this way, and that's because I always grab the Grass Crest Shield. More stamina regen and bad rolling, so maybe more stamina regen later. Damage. This is going to be a long trend. I also decide that I should probably go down this bridge, not for this armor set, although I'm greedy enough to grab it, but for the ring that you get up on top of this ladder. The red Tearstone ring just might come in handy. Finding an opening to get up this ladder, though, was harder. And just like that, I'm so high up, I gotta be in the clear. Or not. Anyways, and that's the red Tearstone ring acquired. And I don't really want to deal with any of that down there anymore. So, yeah. I debated fighting Havel here until I realized it'd take like 100 soul arrows. So, maybe later. I can, however, go ahead and get some nice upgrade material pretty early on. In Darkroot Garden, let's test our damage against plants. And great. 2 pass. And I can pick up item drops. Just gonna sneak on past me here. Don't worry about me. Hello, Andre. This bonfire means we've officially skipped Undead Bird, actually.
Well.
Hello, Andre. That reminds me, you can upgrade armor in this game. I'll forget this for a while. I hate missing. That's damage. I'll take that damage any day. And at range, I can be a lot less worried about what they can do to me. Nice. Sometimes the lock-on system in this game is the actual worst. Just go ahead and pick out these 3 real quick. And get shot in the face. The issue is here I knocked them back and now I couldn't fight them from down here. So I decided I should probably just go grab some items. Like basement key and a firekeeper soul. Open up my shortcut. Take out this Balder Knight. I decided I should shoot him from the window because if he's not going to fight fair, why should I? I mean, he starts jumping me. Look at this. Anyways, I decided to take out this Boulder Knight on my way to Lautrec, and I should not try and parry or play this game. Anyways, this Boulder Knight gave me a skill check. I mean, look at this. Low enemies are hard to hit, I found out. There's a reason this is sped up. Moving on. Heading back to Firelink, I decided I should probably go ahead and grab a level or two, put them into intelligence, and our new scaling for our catalyst is actually 192. Taking out all these enemies, including trading with the Thor. Worth it. Now that I've reached this bonfire, it means I've gone backwards all the way until I've reached Undeadburg. And although I thought about leveling, I decided to save it because this merchant right here will sell the Residence Key. Although I have the Master Keys, a Resident Key allows me to get into 2 doors you can't get in without it. What's cool about this spot is since we didn't actually trigger that Hellkite there, it won't appear up on that bridge later. Quickly blasting my way through Undeadburg, I find out this guy has superpowers until he gets blasted in a second later. And once again, we pick up our firebombs. Using the Residence Key that I apparently forgot to film, I get to the back area here that has the chest. I can't even use that. Moving along, I so wasn't hit by a flaming barrel a second ago, and decided I should get a little bit more upgrade material from this twinkling lizard. I hate being so inaccurate. It was now time for our first boss that wasn't the tutorial boss, the Taurus Demon. And I kind of wish I could tell you he was something hard. Well, yeah, this does not set the tone for the run. This is a good example of what will not be going on for many of these bosses. Well, regardless, that's one boss down and some more souls to level some intelligence. Hello, Solaire. I'm glad to see you. Using the basement key, we open up the door, and I also want to show that on this bridge, the Hellkite never shows up. That's the perks going backwards. I hate these dogs. I hate animals in FromSoft games. I hate birds, dogs, rats. They're all bad. Now for the second use of the Residence Key is where we can go ahead and free our buddy Griggs.
Brilliant. Thank
Now
you.
that we have freed him, he's going to become a merchant, and we can go ahead and move on through the basement. And anything with a brain cell dodges my spells, which sucks. Easy enough. I also grabbed this armor set because it's just kind of my favorite. So, only reason. Just enough spells. Just enough. Opening up the shortcut back to Firelink, we go ahead and see Griggs there.
Splendid. I am pleased. Well then.
Now, Griggs will have another quiver upgrade for us, so we can have up to 90 soul arrows. And of course, he has a ring that boosts our sorcery damage, which I'll be getting as soon as I can get the souls. On that note, I have just the idea of where to get those souls. The Bell Gargoyles, our first real boss. The accuracy on this is so bad. And, yeah. Anyways, now that I'm not messing around with the red Tearstone ring, which I would like to add, although I died. Did you see that damage? That was pretty good. The damage with the regular soul arrow is still pretty good too, though. Now, I take a couple of hits here, but it goes down pretty easily. I do get a weird miss here, because this thing doesn't home very well, but it is what it is. But as long as I keep my distance and just keep pelting him with soul arrows, everything goes fine. Oh, please, not the same spot. Not the same spot! One more, and the first gargoyle's down. And the second gargoyle had nothing important to note. I just played keep away the entire time. Look, more loot I can use. Alright, that's one down. I decided on my way back I should grab this key in case I ever want to grab the rusted iron ring. Weird, I feel like there was a guy there earlier. I do decide to upgrade my Estus Flask since I can actually heal here, and use the souls to get the ring. This is actually a pretty good trade-off, because I try not to play at Death Door all the time. And testing our damage, we do 200 at 1 soul arrow now. Really not bad damage. So let's make our way back down to the depths. Also, you gotta live earlier because without the soul arrows, not this time. Depths means we gotta kill the Capra Demon. Let's see how this goes. I was very worried about the dogs in this fight, because as you know, they're persistent and I can't hit anything with the soul arrow. The dogs were cornering me as I was missing, but I did get one of them. And as the next one injured me, I did get away to heal. Now from here, I didn't see the other dogs, so I took it as a chance to go ahead and throw off some arrows here. And then the lock-on shows me what the other dog is doing. With that said, I still hate the lock-on in this sometimes. And that's a crazy miss. Capra Demon done, and the dog is out of time. He broke free just too late to stop me. With the Capra Demon down, and me having the depths key now in hand, let's go to the depths. We don't need too much from here, but there is one item that we can get. Man, I love Iron Range. Look at this. Alright, save down. Dog! Dog! Close one. And one of the only chests I didn't get in the chest only run.
You must.
There we go. Our Pyromancer friend here will be the one to give us a Pyromancer glove. I don't know your name. And I skipped it. Laurentius. That's his name. Anyways, back to Firelink. Just take out a couple of these little trash mobs that are around the place. Nothing to worry about. That's the same jump attack, run! Oh man. Now I look bad. Oh hey look, free loot that you definitely don't get from murdering a murderer. Nice. Our current magic adjust is 192, so I'm going to go ahead and get a couple levels of the souls we have. Drop them all into intelligence, and now our new magic adjust is actually up to 200. I figure that might come in handy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, place your bets. How many soul arrows will it take? Also, how was your guys' day? Hope it was good. 10 soul arrows. I'll take it. Free loot. Alrighty, back to Darkroot Garden. Now, we skipped over this path earlier, but we're going to go ahead and go back, because I got a score to settle with a certain moth. Just going to grab this bonfire here just in case, and then run through the forest. Alrighty. Attempt number 1, Moonlight Butterfly. This thing kind of beat my ass last time I did this on chest only, so, you know. We'll see how this goes. I'm not going to lie. Is this thing gonna fight back? It's starting to feel kind of bad. I mean, if I forget what it did to me last time. All right, cool. So it did one attack, and I don't know why, but you know, we'll take that. All right. All right. After grabbing this loot from this corpse, hey, look, a homeward bone. We're gonna go ahead and head down and go to another boss that gave me a big headache on the last run. But first, some levels. All into intelligence, because more damage means happier. And we have 206 magic adjust now. Let's go ahead and see about how this Hydra wants to play this game this time. I would like to remind everyone that I went and grabbed the key to get the Rusted Iron Ring. And I am now fighting the Hydra without the Rusted Iron Ring. I honestly don't know why I do the things that I do, but this is going very well. I mean, look at that damage. I already got one head off. Every 2 shots takes off a head. A little bit of free aiming makes it a lot easier. I mean, look at this. At this point, it's not even self-defense. I'm just attacking him. Just like that, I get the Dust Crown Ring. I do decide to take on this golem now, since I'll need to get back here later at the end of the DLC. But freeing Dusk allows me to go ahead and buy her staff, which the catalyst is bad again. Alright, cool. So moving on from that. The ring, however, can give me more cast at the cost of half my HP. 135 cast is pretty nice with 3 soul arrow attunements. I'll keep this in my back pocket for later when I need more cast. Alright, stick on Havel. Easy enough. I mean, easy enough. Please stop dodging me. You're like 1,000 pounds. First try. Drop the ring so I can leave. Alright, first try. Alright, let's head on back, going past Andre all the way to Firelink, trying to level up one more time. I don't know what my magic dust is. I'm going to say this now. Throughout this run, I just kind of stopped checking that. I don't know why. And it becomes an issue. Anyways, let's go find some more free souls. Northern. Is there a southern undead asylum somewhere? Anyways. Once again, parrying the Black Knights. Wow, I'm so glad that I'm really good at parrying and this won't ever come into an issue later on. I didn't check again. If you're wondering, I didn't check the staff. Anyways, on to the boss fight. So I'm figuring I'm probably one shot by everything he does, but as long as I can keep my range, it should be easy like this. Simple enough. As long as I don't do anything dumb. That was a dumb miss. If I don't do anything dumb like this. Oh, I'm still alive. Anyways, back to the routine. Just like that, straight even done. Good amount of items and a free 20k souls. Another Black Knight parry. And I can get the Peculiar Doll. 3 more levels in intelligence brings me up to 42. And once again, I didn't check what the scaling is. And I get the Rusted Iron Ring after the Hydra for some reason. I included this part because I thought it was fun. It just doesn't load that wall up here. You can even see when I roll down here, it'll just like pop into existence. Yeah, neat stuff. I decided before I leave I should probably trade with Snuggly the Pro, since there's a lot of free Twinkling Titanite you can get just by trading mosses. 4 Twinkling Titanite's pretty nice. Back to Firelink, I decided that I should go ahead and level, get 1 more level intelligence, and actually check for 216 magic dust this time. And I included this segment just because why would anyone want to lock on down? Look at this. Why would I want to lock on there? And I kill this guy and lock him back down there again. Why? Why? Slight crush out now over with. I decided to go into the depths, just simply killing a big rat, and then sliding down the actual correct side of this worst slip and slide known to man. I also decided to gamble here after I got the bonfire and see if I could get some more Titanite shards, and I did. I'm never going to use these. Delete a rat from existence. And then go ahead and kill the channel here, because although I think I'm going to be fine in the fight, I don't need him buffing the Gaping Dragon. Easy enough. Why am I collecting these? Alrighty. First time against Gaping Dragon. I will say this cutscene is absolutely marvelous. I remember playing this game for the first time, and this was the first cutscene that I saw, and I was absolutely amazed with. Just a little side note. Anyways, we can skip this. Anyone who's played Dark Souls for even a couple dozen hours, probably Gaping Dragon's one of the easier fights. I want to get the head so that I could get extra damage, but all it was miss. So 199 damage is our default to him, body, tail, or anything. But when I hit the head, it's about 299. And I like that, so I got greedy. And punished. Yeah, I died to Gaping Dragon. Yeah, that was a thing you just saw. I died to Gaping Dragon. Anyways, this time I decided to be a little bit more careful, and I had plenty of cast to kill him without hitting him in the head, so I'm not going to bother staying there for too long. Really thought he was going to charge there again, so kind of wasted my time. Now, after saying I wasn't going to go for many headshots, there's a lot of headshots in this. And a toe cut. I didn't even know I could get a toe cut with, honestly, a sorcery. But I'll take it. Just like that, Gaping Dragon is dead. Under normal circumstances, this key is absolutely useless. But I'm not a normal person. So let's go ahead and level our intelligence one more time. As damage. And then, I decided I would go down the correct way, or a normal path of Blighttown. Just because I hadn't gone that way in a long, long time. And I wanted to see if it was any different than I remembered. And this one little Draugr guy dodged multiple soul arrows. Ooh, souls. Yeah, right about here is where I realized why I hate Blighttown. And there really solidified it in. So I remembered the one good thing to do in Blighttown. It is to leave Blighttown. So let's go ahead and leave the depths and go back up the Firelink. Get one more level from the souls that we collected off the ground. And I actually remembered to check what the catalyst scaling is now. 23. Make a quick detour into Ghost Town. Because I kind of wanted to upgrade my Estus Flask one more time. Getting out of here seemed kind of impossible with the bridge, you know, stuck and getting grabbed, but I did actually. Look at that. Alright, Blighttown the correct way. Yeah. I did decide to mess with all these guys, but for good reason. Because I figure with my range I can take them out, and then I can drop down and get the Firekeeper Soul here. The real gamble was I decided I should progress to the bonfire while toxic. And luckily still had one Estus Flask left when I sat down. Now, I did have one more mission I wanted to complete while in Blighttown. That required me to go up this other side that I kind of skipped over. It shouldn't be too hard because there's not a lot of blow dart guys on this side. Oh, come on. Or not. I can be poisoned and toxic too. Luckily, he decided he had enough of life. Anyways, over next to this giant parasitic bug. Killing it and then going right under it gets you the pyromancy power within, which will come in handy later on in this run. After popping a couple extra soul items, I can get level 49 of intelligence. And now with that, checking my catalyst, I have 224 magic adjust. Remember that number for later. Remember that. Anyways, into Quelaag's domain just fine. This guy actually startled me. But at least this time I have rings and all for Quelaag. We get once again another fight that was rather nerve-wracking in the last run. Someone should make a video ranking all the Dark Souls 1 boss cutscenes. That would be pretty good. Anyways, I'm figuring Quelaag won't be too hard because I can keep range. And I'm even happier to see that damage. That's not bad at all. Especially how stationary she gets when doing the lava attacks. So, once again, montage of just me staying really far away and shooting soul arrows. The only worry I really had was me being dumb and jumping into lava pools. Just like that, Quelaag's done first try. Although I forgot to record the first one, this is now our second Bell of Awakening, meaning we can progress to Sin's Fortress. Sorcery is OP. I did decide to go a little bit further into the Demon Ruins, including grabbing this bonfire, although I didn't sit at it because I wanted to get a homework going back. I figured I could probably kill Ceaseless. I mean, really, if I do the cheese, he's not much of a boss fight. He's kind of more of free souls. So after stealing some clothes and running away, all I had to do is watch him, well, jump to his death. Easy enough. I do feel kind of bad for him, though. souls. Oh yeah, that's some damage. Anyways, let's go ahead and head back and get out of this land of lava. So I can level up with all the souls I have on me, and there's something very important. Yeah, any of you who know how soft caps work, you'll notice the issue with that number. I didn't think about it at all. In fact, I'm going to keep leveling intelligence. Yeah. But after coming back up to Firelink, I do decide I should upgrade my Estus Flask again.
First,
as well as get my Pyromancy Flame from Laurentius.
goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go on her.
Power Within. Lose HP, but gain incredible amounts of damage. I want you to know I tested this way of aiming. I'm never going to use it. It does work. I'm never going to use it. But I did go get the Wolf Ring. Alright. It is time for Sin's Fortress. So as long as there's no jump attacks. Okay? Alright. Alright. Anyway, so it gets a lot better once I remember I can parry these guys. And we're here for some big reasons. Not those, but because here is where Logan's locked up. So as long as we can make it through most of Sin's Fortress, then we can save Logan and he'll sell us another quiver upgrade. I love this spot. Anyways, another chest with actual helpful item this time, Regisoul Protection if I need more defense, which does come in handy here and there. I went out of my way to collect some items for whatever reason I don't even know. Go ahead, try and guess what the next item will be. After this one, guess what it is? That's right, the Gold Serpent Ring. Why? Anyways, moving on, we move the Boulder Piston. I don't know what this thing's called. And then free Big Hat Logan.
And I'd love to resume, but
I love the
must
master.
a few things first, and speak with me there.
Souls. We actually go out of our way to talk to our rotund friend here as well. And just like that, we made it to the end of Sin's Fortress next to the bonfire. I once again level intelligence because I once again don't know how soft caps work, and I actually have no intelligence in real life. And then we have a riveting battle with this guy. Yeah, very hard fought. But these balls are always fun to whirl into. I actually do grab the cage key this time, which is often skipped, because it allows me to go back really fast all the way to Firelink. Now, I decided to take the time to come all the way back here and buy our quiver upgrade from him now, because otherwise we're doing all of Anor Londo without him. And just like that, I can attune one more soul arrow. We have all four of the ones we can get in-game for 120 cast. Are you all ready for the game of how many times will I die to Iron Golem this run, since last time it was 2? Well, at first I wanted to fight him on the bridge, and then I thought Soul Arrow might not actually be able to stagger him. So I decided to just kind of shoot him from afar and got really disappointed when I found it right here. I could have staggered him, and if I'd stayed over there, it could have knocked him off the ledge. Not that it really matters, it just made the fight a bit longer. But he did get a couple hits in. Mainly because I was greedy. Like this. But with that last one, Iron Golem down. No real challenge or threat. Just me being dumb. And we've made it to what is essentially where the game begins. Anor Londo. I swear I normally know these numbers. I'm still dropping levels in intelligence. I get a couple extra points of damage, but not a lot. I do, however, when I put on the ring, have 180 soul arrow cast, just only 265 health. Anyways, after clearing out some of the giants and getting myself some more Twinkling Titanite, and not getting roundhouse kicked by a mimic, just rank to get rid of that evidence, we make our way down to go ahead and fight the gargoyle here and get ourselves yet another tail cut, surprisingly, and win this trade. Now I just got to worry about how the Painted Guardians are going to dodge my soul arrows. Or not. I hit Chandelier. getting through all of that, I level up intelligence one more time, and I decide I should go to the painting. Love this area. I want you to know this was actually a first try cast. Yeah. After hitting this jump skip to open up the shortcut faster, I quickly realized I actually don't need anything here.
This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind. I beg of thee.
And listen to Percilla and jump off a ledge. This is where I messed up. You saw that? Takes me back to Anorlando. Well, this was still down, which means I have to go through the rafters again. Not too bad, but slightly annoying. It did, however, let me do this and cheese this gargoyle. I'll take it. And again, drop another level into intelligence, and this is where I hit 60. And I decide that is the soft cap for intelligence. And for once, I died to the Anorlando archers. Well, twice. Just kidding, I'm actually alive. Just kidding again, it wouldn't let me roll. Good thing I can parry. And now welcome to what I call Christmas in Anorlando, because there's just so many free item pickups.
Whatever can be.
And we can talk to Sigurd again. Clear out this room.
Take this.
Now, while talking to my buddy here, I did realize that there's catalysts I could get, but I'm not going to in this run because they're really not helpful. And I can start leveling endurance to try and put on more armor. I did deem this fight to be one that is worth kindling the bonfire because 10 S's might come in handy. And now it's time for Ornstein and Smo. Really not bad damage on either of them. One full red bar is pretty nice. I'm trying to sit here and focus Ornstein because I should be able to separate him pretty well, but he starts juking me and jump scaring me. I get hit by this lightning because I'm bad at dodging, and luckily he gets stuck behind this wall, so any projectile should get stuck there. Or not. This one did make me a little mad. I was a little mad about that. Look at that. Anyways. I hate this. I hate that he does this. I also hate that so many bosses can dodge these soul arrows. But all it took was me actually learning when the openings were perfect to hit him with it. Sometimes I took trades like that unnecessarily because I couldn't tell which ones, but getting into phase 2, I wasn't ever worried about if Smo could dodge my soul arrows. Still pretty decent damage. What I didn't think about, the fact that he might be able to block my soul arrows if he does stuff like his charges. And this was a really weird hitbox that brought me towards him. I don't know what that was about. But there's a couple more soul arrows through where he kept blocking them and I realized I need to start casting at a different time. It was over. I've completed Anorlando with only soul arrows. And I was feeling pretty good at this point. I felt like I was doing good damage throughout all. So leveling some endurance so that I could hopefully do some faster rolls.
Queen of sunlight.
Getting a Lord Vessel. Commit Force. And then Framp giving me the worst travel possible. Anyways, now that I adequately smell like serpent breath, let's go into the catacombs. I did decide to put this ring on because I wanted to try and get myself the Skull Lantern drop to make Nito's fight easier. Yeah, it's not worth my time. And then yeah. I decided to be a bit more strategic this time and actually had his skeleton shot from the below pathway. So now I can just fight him without having to worry about getting jumped. And what is that I see? Skull Lantern. Nice. Another Necromancer down. I hate these soul arrows, man. Perfect. First try. Souls. Ow. Worth it. Last Necromancer to kill. And then we're going to go ahead and drop down to Vamos here, because I want to get this bonfire. Oh, hello. With this bonfire, now one of the ones I can warp to, Anor time. Or rather, Duke's Archives after Anor. You all get the point. So these boars were actually stopping me from getting this bonfire. So I went back down, and yeah, I was having the worst luck. I mean, I still can't get this bonfire. And now I lost 3 soft humanity and 13k souls. Anyways, I go ahead and get dependent so I can go into the DLC. Run past a couple of these guys. Sold. Worth. And then remember that I didn't get the bonfire, so I can't warp into the archive still. I hate this game. After dealing with all that, I decided to go up, parry this guy. Now this was a very, very big mistake. Not because going to the cell isn't something I can do. I have the Ring of Revival. I didn't get cursed. It's because inside this cell I found out you can't hit this guy with soul arrows. At all. So it's a good thing he decided to take a nap. Yep, took a nap. I'm not doing Duke Skip again. I'm not doing it. And I do know the trick that you can sit on the outside of the bars and warp wherever you want. Off the fire link. So I had to trade some more items with Snuggly the Crow, just because I had them to trade, and the PlayStation Network kept kicking me out, so I got really worried I was going to lose my drops. This is the one I really want to trade. We get the Ring of Fog. And it did it again. So at this point I decided I probably should go back to the jail cell. And I realized that the noise isn't going on anymore. I don't know if it's because I left the cell or what. Yeah, you don't get away that easy. Ow. Worth it. I want it known that I will lock onto an enemy that is literally under my feet through the ground, but it wouldn't let me lock into this guy from 2 pillars away. I don't get it. But this made me quite mad. Good thing I have him stuck in this hallway and he can't really go anywhere. Probably get shot by an arrow and die. Then I remembered I forgot to look at the door. Gotta love it. Love that door. That's good luck for the run right there. After getting the shortcut, we have finally made progress into what I call Christmas Part 2. I want you all to pay close attention to the fact that I just lit this bonfire, but did not sit at it. Because that's what I did 30 seconds later. And this might not seem like an issue right now, but remember I didn't set that bonfire and I didn't light the previous one. I leveled endurance here, and broke the Snakeman AI by sitting outside the cell, I guess. But I was here mainly to save Logan now that I got the key from that Christmas Part 2 room. So after collecting these miracles that I don't need here, I freed Logan. Got a Firekeeper soul, and then realized I couldn't warp back to the Duke's archives again. At this point, I was tired of my own stupidity, so let's go and fight a boss. I got myself a new upgrade to what we have. The Crown of Dusk will boost our damage, but lower our magic defense. More importantly, access to the DLC. And so now we've made it to Sanctuary Garden. This will be the first of about 7 bosses that we actually look at the exact number of soul arrows it takes, how long the fights were, as well as how many soul arrows I actually missed with it times 2. So, let's get into it. First, we check our damage. That is not good damage. That is very much not good damage. Oh, well, he does good damage. Oh, look at him go. Anyways, I decided I should probably just leave this fight and come back in a second. Because 5 Estus for this is not ideal. So we're going to make him a 10. This time, I know what type of damage I'm going to do, and I know how much he does. I feel a lot more prepared for the fight. And this diving move that he does will be my number 1 time to either punish him or to get my heals in. Because at times, he's very aggressive like here. I cannot believe he dodged that. I did learn this wind move is also a good one to punish, but I gotta be careful. Please get off me, please get off me. Anyway, so I gotta be careful because I can't heal during it half the time. The fight started to get a little bit faster once I realized I could do more soul arrows in certain spots, but I was still getting punished for dumb mistakes like that. I only got to heal because for some reason his AI told him I was behind him. And just a couple soul arrows later, we have taken down the Sanctuary Guardian. This fight took me 7 minutes, took me 42 soul arrows to kill him, and I used 55 of them. Now with the Sanctuary Guardian defeated, that was our first step into the DLC. But I wanted to use these souls so I could go back and actually buy some of the spells from Big Hat Logan. Sadly, I did have to travel from this bonfire first. Great. Luckily, even if you kind of warp out the way you're not supposed to, this does open over here. So I can sneak in through here, and then since I'm such a pro speedrunner, I make this jump over to the stairs. Anyways, so we make it to the bonfire, and this time I make sure to sit down immediately, because I'm getting tired of running through the Duke's archives. Once talking to Logan, I realized that 39,000 is still not enough to buy out the rest of his spells. In fact, one of them is more than 39,000. Great. Well, since I need more souls, might as well go take care of a pretty easy boss. Glad nothing bad ever happens here. Ever. Anyways, we do make it to the fog gate without dying. And it's time for, well, Pinwheel. Pinwheel is Pinwheel. I don't really have much to say about this fight. Just keep hitting him with soul arrows. I will say, this did slightly catch me off guard. That would have been kind of surprising. Alright, place your bets. Which one is it? Which mask? Mask of the Child. Nice. I then decided I'd go into the Tomb of the Giant. Since I did it dark pretty recently, there shouldn't be too much to worry about. Just kind of follow these prism stones and oh cool, I'm alive. Okay, I'm dead. Well, so much for those easy souls to buy some spells from Logan. Anyways, actually following the prism stones this time, I do go ahead and get the bonfire and Tomb of the Giants. I then proceed to have Patches kick me into this hole down here, get me some free souls, and the Skull Lantern, since I traded my other one in. And of course, since Ray is down here, I might as well save her.
Here.
I don't need that, but I'll take it. I chose the wrong dialogue option here with Patches, but luckily if you just walk away from the confrontation, he doesn't kill you. I decided I'd free aim and shoot this bone dog, so it doesn't get a chance to, jump on him. But look closely, you can see it. Jump scared? I was too. Anyways, moving on from that thing. A couple of housekeeping things. Killing this Black Knight here since it's had to follow me to my bonfire. And then going and killing this Crystal Lizard so that I can get some Twinkling Titanite. After I lost all the souls from Pinwheel, I decided I should buy the Crest of Artorias here. And then farm up some souls to kind of replace those and just try and get done with Big Hat Logan's questline. And once again, I messed up this cheese. I need to quit trying it. Outcast the caster. Easy enough. Blast the thief from afar. Do the same with the archer. And then I don't like this bandit, so he can still walk up the ledge. I'm gonna cheese some. I don't know what you want from me. After a little bit of farming, I get 2 more spells. That's it, 2. And now that I've been leveling my endurance earlier, if I just change a couple pieces of armor, I can actually fast roll with the shield on. Alright, we're killing Sif right now for 2 reasons. 1, I figure easy souls. Sif can't be that hard, and looking at that damage, definitely not that hard. And 2, I like opening and following my route so that I can do a boss rush at the end. The strategy's pretty simple. Cast all arrows and try not to get hit, so really just stay back. I did, however, get Sif stuck in this little loop of running. Kind of fun, not gonna lie. Like gameplay with a dog. Sadly, I had to put down the dog. We're gonna skip the limping animation part because nobody wants to see that. Let's be real. Alright, with these souls, let's go ahead and go back to Logan one more time. Alright, I didn't have enough again. Alright, let's go ahead and progress forward anyways, because if we don't see Seath, then he'll never leave that spot anyways. We'll grab some upgrade material on the way from this little cave down here. And then, run from some crabs, because we don't do enough damage. Alright, now we go ahead and go back to Logan. We'll pop a couple of soul items, make this a bit easier on ourselves. And buy the last bell. Yo.
You know Logan doesn't move until you kill Seed, right?
Anyway, so going back to kill Seath now. I'm going to grab the rest of the upgrade material in this hole. Alright, so here's the real first attempt when it comes to Seath. I, of course, bait him to breaking his own crystal to save me some time. I figure that's the perfect time to get in my first hits, which 59 damage isn't looking too great, but with the Dust Crown Ring, I have over 170 shots. So, after seeing I do 88 to his main body, this little mass in front of him, it's not too bad. Until I forget that he can throw hands. Yeah. But I did remember if I wanted to speed this up, I could take the option of Power Within. A regular shot of Solera does 51 damage, but with Power Within, I could do 71. It's quite the jump considering how resistant everything is. And then decided not to even use it yet, because I want to try again without being so close to death. So, as you can see, have him break his own crystal. And then once I feel like I'm safe enough, start blasting. Now the thing with Seath is, although he has a pretty decent HP pool and he is very resistant to magic, he also has a very slow and telegraphed moveset. As you can see here, it's just run away. And then even over here, he'll just kind of slither walk around, as all he does is breathe these crystals in afar, and then when he does it close, I just walk backwards. I never actually noticed how lackluster his fight is when you're not going for a tail cut. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he's just repositioning. This was actually so drawn out that the server decided to threaten me with turning off. Yeah, I do these runs at like 6 a.m. But after a couple more soul arrows, considering I took almost 100 casts, Seath is down. Let's look at the stats. It took me 6 minutes, 83 soul arrows, and I used 92 of them. With what I felt was going to be one of the hardest bosses out of the way for the run, I was ready. Especially because I'm about to get some upgrades.
Who are you?
Ah, Crazy Logan. And just like that, he is gone somewhere else. So, let's go ahead and use our souls just in case he decides to blast me into oblivion. I thought about doing attunement, but we're going to go all endurance for now because I want to be able to roll more. And, well, the great sorcerer kind of got blasted by soul arrows, honestly. Not that. There it is. 10 crystallization catalyst. And then in the chest of where he was sitting, we get Logan's catalyst. These are fantastic. One is a direct upgrade to our magic adjust from 228 to 239. The next one will cut our spell usage, but 297 is pretty good. So that's Logan's damage. 330 is pretty good. The original sorcerers gives us 313, but if we use the crystallization, it's 423. But if you see, we only got 60 cast. So, let's go ahead and put these new catalysts on use. I will say, as we progress, I kind of expected Logan's to do a bit more damage, but I'll take what I can get. Like I said, little upgrades, I'm happy. I got 60 int. So, let's go ahead and make our way all the way through the demon runes. Because by now, I'm just going to be cleaning up bosses left and right. We've entered the boss rush portion of the run. Ignore that. Ignore that. That didn't happen. Anyways, so, taking out the sage. Taking out the sage should be rather simple, because all I need to do is keep my distance, blast him, and I can even not worry about running out of cast, because I know how much damage I can do. And I meant to take that trade because I knew I'd win. And we get another catalyst. I'm not looking at it. That catalyst is actually bad. We're not looking at it. After another level into endurance, I decided it's finally time to level some health. Let's see what the centipede demon can do. Great hitbox. Fantastic. Thank you, Dark Souls. There's really not a lot to say here. He jumps and swings. I shoot him with a soul arrow. He jumps and doesn't attack. I dodge, hit him with a soul arrow. I'm just going to let you walk this one. Riveting gameplay. I will say I forgot to record it, but this ring is giving me a bunch of extra souls for this run that came in handy. And Solaire! Let's go! Raising my health a bit more. I do decide we're going to go ahead and make sure that Solaire lives this run. So let's go and give up 30 humanity. Forgot I never joined. And that's 30 humanity down. And just like that, we get our way into the secret passage. And there we go. Oh, no, you don't get away. I know what you plan to do. I'm not having it. So, I figured it was about time for us to take on the Bed of Chaos. NPC down, and a catalyst I kind of forgot about that has the exact same scaling as the sorcerers. Alright, we all know I'm not going to die to the Bed of Chaos, so instead, let's make some bets. How many times do you think I die in total, and how many times do you think I fall in a hole? Those are the two bets. Go ahead, place them now, place them now. And that's death number one. Someone put a counter on the screen or something. Solaire! Not now, though. We're gambling. Alright. 2. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, making it to the second route. We are now at 2 deaths and 2/3 of the way through the boss. Make it 3. We're at 3 deaths. Do I die? 3 deaths. Whoever bet 3 deaths, go ahead and come in and collect your winnings. Jokes aside, I will forever lament the fact that we never got to see a true boss for this area with this rush design. Anyways, back past the murderer. And this time, I want to get a certain shield. The Sanctus. To do it, we gotta murder him. Nope, not that. There it is. What does this shield do? Roughly 2 HP every 2 seconds. I'm never going to use this shield, but I do have it, which is fun. Ooh, souls. Anyways, let's go ahead and get ready for our next boss. Souls. Brave Lord Nito. Absolutely not starting strong. My first soul arrow just absolutely quits. But I do realize I can one-shot them with this catalyst, and with range, I can just kind of whittle down Nito the entire time. Not much you can really do about it, since he's a giant lumbering skeleton. I did, however, decide to upgrade my damage. Now it won't take nearly as long. And I can do the trick with this catalyst. Nito was very quick. So let's look at the stats. Nito took me a little over 2 minutes only, first try, and 20 soul arrows to hit. Alright, you can stop that now. You can stop. Stop. Alright, we have reached a point where I feel pretty okay about my damage, so we're going some health. Figure now I can actually survive a hit or two. We're going to kindle this bonfire because I don't know how hard this area is going to be. So, let's jump to New Londo Ruins. At first, I decided I'm going to kill the ghost in my way. This is the second ghost I killed, by the way. Neat find. And then that one's on a roof.
Do this.
So I get the key to the seal, and I realize here I don't want to fight anything. I'm just going to run. And then I find a firing squad. How? Anyway, so I open the seal. I swear this run just won't let me be human. And this Dark Wraith is terrifying. I mean, watch this. Did anyone else not know that their shields can block 100% of your soul arrow? I didn't. But I did get some good upgrade material from this area as usual. And I decided to put on the ring here so I wouldn't forget. Souls. Alright. It's our first attempt against the 4 kings. Not bad damage, but my worry is always, do I have to fight more than one king at a time? First king's down, pretty straightforward. One extra shot into the body and the second one misses. Just in time for the second one, so I already feel like I'm running behind here. Two kings down. I have a pretty sizable chunk of their HP bar down. I decided just to eat this because I know I'm not going to dodge it and I don't want to get hit by both attacks at the same time. Like 25 casts left, but as long as I don't miss. This king was using literally every ability he had. He was pulling out all the stunts. But, just like that, the third king is down. 17 casts left with that one wasted. And the last one's putting up a fight. But with my last arrow connecting, let's go ahead and look at our stats for this guy. It took me 2.5 minutes, 8 arrows each, 30 total, and I used 35. And just like that, that's the 4 kings down. Once again, I put a bunch of levels into my HP because it's about time for the DLC. What else is there to say? But first, I'm going to stop by Andre because I want to increase my defense. I forgot this entire run to increase my defense. As you can see, I had a lot of Twinkling Titanites saved up. So, this will help. Now, as we're into the DLC here, we're going to grab a couple items, and I want to talk some numbers. So So this is a defense damage table that you see on the Dark Souls wiki. We don't need all of it, just this portion here. So if you see, Seath has 5,525 HP, and he had 690 magic defense. So that's what cut down my damage to be a lot less there. Going into the DLC, Artorias will be the first boss with 3,750 HP and just 3 less magic defense. So he shouldn't be too much of a problem as long as I don't get one shot. Now, what I am worried about is looking at Calamite and Manus. Both of them have enormous defense. Calamite has 5,400 HP and 900 magic defense. And what I thought would be even worse, spoilers, Manus has 6,665 HP and 768 magic defense. That is a massive HP pool. We do have more upgrades than ever before going into these bosses than when we did Seath, but I wasn't too sure I'd be able to cut it. So let's see how it goes. Don't you worry, at this point, I'm like you guys. I want to get to the boss. Grab the Twinkling Titanite, kill just a couple enemies as I run through most of them, and down to Artorias I go. Now, we are going to stop by someone who has a very interesting name, Chester. And that's a neat one. And then, go ahead and grab the next one, and initiate Peak Cinema. Ah, that looked like it hurt. Hope that doesn't happen to me. Alright, first attempt against Artorias. I'm a little afraid of what damage you might do, but looking at that, I don't do a lot either. What? That was a hit? Anyways, let's go ahead and switch Catalyst, because we didn't even get a check. Alright, it's obvious we're going to want more essence for this fight. So, attempt number 2. Okay, never mind. Alright, but as long as I stop doing things like that and getting punished by just overtly healing in front of him, I should be fine. The idea I have here is I can't break him out of this, but I can do enough damage while he's buffing. I do have to be careful not to waste too many soul arrows because he will dodge. This run is very much me learning as I see what I can punish and what I can heal after too. Because it's not always the same attack. Alright, fair enough. Like this here. But luckily, he decided to spare me and not do the other slam, so we'll take that. Halfway down. And just like that, I got instability damage by hitting him while he's jumping, too. This fight here, so far, had been about 7 minutes at this point. I'm trying to play it really safe here. He dodged that soul arrow, and I get greedy. Yeah, look at that HP. Yeah. With one sad setback in, I decided to try again. It was past 4 AM at this point, but I really wanted to get this run done, and I could see the finish line. This DLC was going down tonight. Now, with that said, I was struggling, as you can see. But all it is learning his moves, when to punish and when to dodge. Like there, I learned I can't heal, or else I might have died. That same attack, man. Right here I waited because I realized he's only taking half the damage of that soul arrow, and I kind of need every cast I have. More instability damage. Just like that. One last soul arrow absolutely ends the legend. Now here's the stats. The final attempt took 6 minutes. It took 38 soul arrows, and I used 48 of them. After looking at how much damage he did to my HP bar, I decided more health is once again in order. Now, I didn't feel like dealing with this area at all, so I mainly ran through, with the exception of one area. That's to get this silver pendant. What does that do? It allows me to... Hold on. It allows me to get rid of all the dark magic that's coming at me, completely negating it. That will be helpful for Manus later, is my entire thought process. Now, before Manus, I need this key that drops from this Mimic, so I can get up to talk to our giant buddy who's going to help us take down Calamine. Just like that, we made it into the Abyss, and then obtained more upgrade material. And of course, we have to free Sith. Whether we summon him or not, we have to free him. If you don't free him, you're a monster. I hate these dogs. I hate these dogs so much. More upgrade material. Ooh, sold. Ooh, sold. Is that a dragon? Anyways, it's time that we talk to Hawkeye Gao. Gao? And we get to see another absolute peak cinema moment. Any of you who are unaware, he is blind. I decided before taking on Calamite and the last of our bosses here, I should probably level. The idea here is one more attunement slot will allow me to be put on Power Within with all of our spells. I hate these dogs. Alright, thanks to our buddy Goff, we can actually fight this dragon. And our damage is really bad, laughably so. And that hit. Yeah. Anyways, see how much better it is with Power Within. He can dodge? Alright, 107. That's not too bad. Now, as long as I can get enough time to actually capitalize on that damage, nothing will go wrong. Alright, well, we can do damage. But I did notice that I'm going to need a lot more casts than that, so... And I want to move a bit closer because I'm tired of running so far. That's it. This time, I'm the boss. You fear me this time. Alright, or not. I very quickly remembered that I'm not actually a challenge runner. Nor am I someone who does hit lists. So, I took that ring off because I like not getting one shot. And still had quite a few blunders. I did, however, think, what if I could activate Red Tearstone Ring? And the falls just weren't enough. So, we're just going to see what we can do with as many casts as we have. All we have to do is play it slow and steady and not get too greedy. One soul arrow every 30 seconds. Normally, his flying attack is the #1 attack I can capitalize on. Unless he does that. Going really well, but I did notice I'm moderately low on cast already. So, the Dust Crown Ring is going to go on anyways. So this has just become do it hitless. Or do it very close to hitless. And he put my HP really low, which means that I just have a little bit of a boost. I can get a large one as long as I don't heal. And even with Red Tearstone active, it's only 77 damage, unless... My idea now is shorter fight means less errors. And then he gives me the holy grail of movesets. And just with this, that is the last soul arrow needed to kill Calamine. This was a hard fight, period. It took 18 minutes on the winning attempt, 83 soul arrows, and like 95 shots at him. But I won. Alright, I need to put gloating on pause. Level some health. We gotta get the Manus now. And I was not very thrilled for this fight. Especially when I got shot in the back by dark magic from a regular enemy and it did half my health. So, let's get to the first attempt. Alright, my entire ideal for Manus was to learn his attacks. Try not to get punished too often, because I remember him doing a lot of damage. This move here became the godsend of the run, actually. Because although he hit me the first time with it, I soon learned it's very telegraphed. I was playing it quite safe at the start until I realized Manus kind of lets you get a lot of shots in as long as you're within a proper range. Like right here. Made this a lot easier than Calamite when it came to getting hits in. This also allowed me to take advantage of Power Within a lot more. And right here I ran out of Power Within, but he's already at less than half HP. I do only have 26 soul arrows left though. When he's under half, he starts using his sorceries more, but luckily we grabbed that pendant. And I decided I need a bit more Casca to beat him. This attack always scares me because if I use the pendant, there's a chance they'll clump up on top of me and then kill me when they fall. I don't know how that missed. But I soon realized the pendant is actually less helpful for that attack. Alright, bro, now you're spamming it. Calm down. Just nice and steady, and I should be able to win this. I would have cried if that combo connected. But luckily, one more soul arrow, and Father of the Abyss is down. Here are the stats. It took 6 minutes to kill him, 73 soul arrows, and I used 82. Now, I will say, 36 of those were from the Crystallize, and 46 were from the Logan's Catalyst. And I only had 6 left, so it is time to level more health, and then prepare for the final boss of the run. While watching this cutscene, I will say I had realized I want to be human for the final cutscene for once. Look at that. I don't want to look at that. Come on, I'm beef jerky. So, I decided to go human. As you see, as I walk down the staircase, I'm ready. We saved Solaire along the way. I have everything I need prepared. It's time. All I have to do is parry like I've been doing the whole run. That wasn't the... Oh no. Please don't tell me. That's right. I keep choking at Gwen. Doesn't matter the shield. I can't parry. It's not happening. So I figured maybe my coping mechanism here was maybe it's because I'm not using the grass press specifically. That's gotta be the issue. So now I'm ready. I'm human once again. Let's get it done. Oh, please put me down. Put me down. Gentler. I'm alive. Power them. I then remembered that this run hasn't let me be human from the start. Very rarely have I been allowed to kill a boss while human, so this time I just didn't go human. And well, appears to be working. Well, with my sudden inability to parry seemingly kind of gone, this is going a lot better now. That said, of course, it still has its hiccups, like every boss can dodge. But as long as I'm a bit careful and I don't let him combo me, this is a straightforward fight. It almost feels like a dance again, like the first time I fought him. But with that said, this run is at its end. Gwyn goes down. No more obstacles left. The challenge has been conquered. The final fight with Gwyn took 3 minutes, 11 soul arrows hit, and I used 12. With many hiccups in the way and some very poor planned routing, it is finally over. We made it. I do appreciate you guys watching. I did my best to kind of make sure I didn't fumble as bad as I did last time. That 60 intelligence is still painful to look at, but it is what it is. It is done. I have beat Dark Souls with just Soul Arrow. If you have made it this far, please like, subscribe, leave a comment of your favorite part. I'm going to try and give you more videos to come, but we'll see how often I can do them. This took me upwards of 60 hours. As always, you guys enjoy your day. Thank you for watching.
I'll be seeing you then. Be careful out there. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.